Howdy, partners. This message is for everybody who has that deep introspective idea. They have that deep introspective feeling and pull that they're getting. Okay? You might be the guy who's like, dang, I shouldn't be here right now in my life. This is not the right time. Or you might be like, I totally messed up. Life is ruined. I'm not happy with where I'm at. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? If you give yourself a little bit of credit, let's see how things might just change out for you, right? If you gave God a little bit of credit and yourself a little bit of credit, think about where you were 5 years ago. Think about maybe where you were 10 years ago and what you were praying about, what you were wishing and hoping for 10 years ago. And see where you are now. And within 5 to 10 years, you don't think that you made a lot of differences in your life, that you made a lot of good changes in your life? Within the 5 to 10 years, you don't think that God has come through for you and blessed you? I think, close to around 8 years ago, I was in a spot in my life which just felt like everything flipped upside down. Going through a spiritual awakening, going through real life shit. Where there was a new baby coming to my household, and it turned my world upside down. It was so stressful. It hurt me so much, dealing with like trauma from growing up, without a dad and stuff in the picture, like all the time. And so that hurt a lot. And, as I reflect to almost like 10 years later, I realized it's like God knew, like something knows, whether it's your soul, your spirit, your intuition, your being, God, whatever you want to call it, something knows inherently that you're going to be fine. And so to that 10 year younger version of me, that 8-year younger version of me who was freaking out, who wasn't sure, who was just going through so much, who would have thought that 10 years later things would have been okay? Even if I'm in a crazy situation right now, like even if I'm in a pickle, or it might seem like you're in a pickle, even if you're in a thing that you're not really totally rocking with in a situation or a circumstance, right? We have to have faith. We have to know that down the road we're going to be fine. We're being taken care of. God wants to take care of us. God wants us to have peace. God wants us to be fulfilled. God wants us to be able to share that goodness and that light with others. And that's pretty much the idea that I'm trying to get down here is God wants more for us. And we're the ones who are limiting more for coming through to us. And if you think about like all that I had to do over the last 10 years to get in the position of where I am now is simply like be. I had to be. So being got me here. And there's once this worried, scared, fearful, like very rushy and like low vibration version of myself that was just all over the place. And I'm so thankful for being able to close the gap with the help of God and like goodness so that I can have peace today. And I don't have to feel that dread and all that stuff, So this is a message to anybody who's into that deep introspective kind of vibe where they're like overly thinking about like where they're gonna go or how it's gonna happen, or they're freaking out. Okay, like this is a message to you guys, and letting you know that it's gonna be okay, and that God wants to see you do well. I know you want to see you do well, even though if that means doing better than what you've done or before, or being in a better spot than you had been previously, right? That counts for a lot of people. And so don't discredit yourself. Don't discredit God. Realize that your journey is special and it needs to be done. Like that's why you're here on the planet. So someone somewhere, whoever's listening to this video, I know you felt that with your heart, and Just keep chugging, be grateful. I think gratitude is like such a superpower tool. It's a miracle maker. And when we're happy and we're at peace and we're grateful, like life starts to give you so much more. And it seems like something impossible to somebody who's only into the negative, is only into like griping and like into the worst case scenarios happening. They're only into stress. Like the goodness that life gives you would seem totally unreal to those people. And I was one of those people. Who was a pessimist, who everything didn't work out for, everything was like a problem for, right? So it's like, as much as I still had these cool qualities of myself, I was in like a lower place because I, followed the habits of people that I'd known. And just letting you know, you don't have to stay there forever. Like, we have so much more time in our life too. Like I might have 60 plus years, 70 years, 75 years of life left. And I'm 26, about to turn 27 in one day. And I'm almost going to be 30, and I'm in a position right now where, you know what? I'm so blessed. I am so, so blessed. And there's a lot of this blessing that is literally grace, the grace of God. Like, it feels like you don't deserve it, but dude, at the core, we do deserve it. At the core, God knows, God wants to take care of us, and we're deserving of it. So for all those people who don't feel like they're deserving of it, you're so deserving of God's love and God's goodness. And all you have to do is do your best to yield and surrender and allow and receive that. You don't have to go like sacrifice and like kill stuff to receive that. You don't have to like, do all this extra stuff. Like you have to just be there, be present, receive it, appreciate it, and just do that because that's what's worked for me, right? And yeah, and appreciate where you're at, because you know what, we take so much for granted. We're so caught up in tomorrow and yesterday that we forget what opportunities are in front of us, and we could fumble things. And you know what, I hope that wherever you're at in your life, you're able to take appreciation for what you have, not take for granted what you have, and move appropriately so that you can hold on to your blessing in a sense where you're not clutching onto it, you're able to hold it and be in alignment, in the alignment of abundance. So that's the message today, guys. Longer message, 8 minutes, oh boy. So I hope you guys are able to take that and use it. So I know I will be using it. So thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.